Hey folks, welcome to Digital Rancher. If you're a radio amateur, a tinkerer, or just love portable tech that pushes the boundaries of communication, you're in for a treat. Today we're exploring the Elecrow CrowPanel Advance 3.5. This is a compact ESP32-based HMI display that gains LoRa capabilities through one of several wireless expansion options. Its small size makes it perfect for fieldwork, backpacking, or portable satellite ops. We'll start by flashing Meshtastic firmware to this device, and we'll learn about it along the way, expanding our use of the device as long as you guys stay engaged and you tell me this is something you're interested in. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what you think. This could tie into some really cool satellite and radio projects down the line. The sky's really the limit. Grab your own Crow panel if you want to follow along. It's affordable, versatile, and a great addition for hams on the go. I'll have all the details in the description. In this video, we'll flash the latest stable Meshtastic firmware to turn your Crow panel into a mesh radio node. The touchscreen device is compatible with the Meshtastic MUI, making this device a great option as a standalone off-grid node. No cell phone required. Whether you're new to firmware flashing or a Meshtastic Pro, this device has a little wrinkle to it that you will want to stick around for. Before we jump into flashing, let's do a quick rundown on this unit. The CrowPanel Advance comes in several iterations. The 3.5, as you might expect, packs a 3.5-inch screen. It's an IPS capacitive touchscreen with a 480 by 320 resolution. At its heart is the ESP32-S3 dual-core processor running at up to 240 MHz. This has plenty of memory, 512 KB of SRAM, 8 MB of PSRAM, and 16 MB of flash. It's packed with 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5. It gains wireless radio capabilities like LoRa through add-on plug-in modules, such as the SX1262 for Meshtastic compatible setups. Measuring at just 101 by 63 by 16 millimeters and weighing in at 120 grams, it's ultra portable. The unit has lots of I/O, including 2 USB-C, UART and I2C for serial connectivity, an SD card slot for storage, a speaker port, as well as a built-in mic, making it suitable for all sorts of radio projects. All right, let me walk you through this cool little device. First of all, like I mentioned, USB-C, USB-C. This one is an on-the-go capable port as well. You've got a UART in, a UART out, an I2C in, speaker in, and a battery port right here. It does have a a buzzer, as well as a microphone. It has a reset button and a boot button. And it also has a battery because it has a real-time clock. Now, these are all capabilities that, as we get to know this device, we'll be learning about and taking advantage of. But for this Meshtastic project, we need to include this little wireless module. And I've already attached the Meshtastic or 900 megahertz antenna onto the device. And all we really need to do is plug this in. Now you see there is an arrow at the top of the board right here. And there is an arrow shown here on the silk screen so that you make sure that you get your module plugged in correctly. And all you have to do is line up the pins and push it into place. It's quite simple. We'll line up the pins, make sure everything's aligned, and just apply a little bit of pressure, and there we go. It gets seated in without much trouble at all. And now this is a Meshtastic capable device. All right, to follow along and flash this with us, you're going to need the Elecrow CrowPanel itself, of course. You're going to need the LoRa wireless module, a computer with Chrome or a Chrome derivative browser, a USB-C data cable, and of course, internet to access the flasher. Let's get started. All right, I've got my CrowPanel Advance right here. I've got the USB cable plugged into USB 1. This is the on-the-go port as described in the documentation. I am going to head on over to flasher.meshtastic.org. And I just need to walk through this easy 1, 2, 3 setup. First thing I need to do is select my target device, and this is where you can get hung up if you've not done this before, or if you've not worked with one of these Elecrow devices. I think many of us are used to using auto detect, or just scrolling down through the list of devices here and picking the right one. Well, in this case, you're not going to find the CrowPanel in this list, and the auto detect is not likely going to find it. I've not had any luck with the auto detect. But what you can do is go up to the top where we have these different tags, and you select the Elecrow tag, and here you get additional devices that you didn't have on the previous page. And of course, we've got the CrowPanel Advance 3.5. We're going to select that. We want to make sure we're using the most current version of the stable firmware, which we are. And then we're going to move over here to flash the device. You can read this if you'd like. I've looked at it before. I'm going to go ahead and skip it. And we just need to make sure we have a couple of settings here configured correctly before we move on. Now, I've been playing with this device, doing several different projects with it already. So I'm going to select that I want it to do a full erase prior to the install. I also want to ensure that I've got this Meshtastic UI or MUI selected, because this is the version of the UI that is optimized for touchscreens. Okay, after that, I'm going to scroll down just a little bit, and I'm going to start the flashing process. Now, it's going to ask me which COM port my device is connected to. I want this USB JTAG serial debug unit, which for me is COM 28. All right, it's going to go ahead and erase the flash, and we're off and running. All right, last step. Excellent. We'll just let it complete the process here, and we should be good. When we see this hard resetting via RTS pin, we should be complete. So I am going to hit the reset button on this device, and let's see together. There we go. Meshtastic is coming up. Fantastic. 2.7.15. So there you have it. So what you really want to remember here is that when you enter into the flasher and you're going to select your device, right? This is that wrinkle I mentioned. Come up here and select the manufacturer's tag, and that will help you find the correct device. All right, folks. Well, that's all there is to it. Hey, I am really excited about this cool little device. It has a lot of capability. There's so many possibilities, and I'm really looking forward to learning more about working with this ESP32 type devices and trying to find out how we can incorporate them in our ham radio adventures. So if that sounds interesting to you, pick one of these up. They're not that expensive. They're around $35 or so. And follow along. In addition to videos, I'll also be tinkering with this on my late night live stream called The Late Shift. It starts at 9 o'clock Friday, Texas time, and we go until whenever. And lately, we've been playing with this device, and it's been a lot of fun. I hope to see you over there. Until next time, 7-3.